Hey guys, I'm meteorologist Chris Tomer. Let's talk some mountain weather, and this is the On the Snow Before You Go forecast, and it's all about the West. We've got an Arctic front and a two-storm combo coming, and look at the spider chart this week. Odds of best snow, all lit up for a number of locations. We're talking feet of snow in some places, very high on the list. Utah, Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, parts of Wyoming. You can just see it. There's a number of areas that are very, very high this week. Let me just start out with a couple of orientation cams here. This is up in Sunshine. So this is the leading edge of the Arctic front, and you're reporting like 8 inches of new snow up there in Sunshine in the Banff area over the last 24 hours. Let me take you a little further south. Here's Whitefish, Montana. This might be the first time I've used Whitefish. Love the area. I will probably start showing it more. It is snowing there. Look at the cameras there. All of the town covered in snow. It's snowing up at the resort. So yeah, you've got snow coming. Probably about 5-6 inches, I would guess, out of this Arctic front, the leading edge. And that's the part that I want to make sure convey this. The northern states like Idaho, Montana, you're really only going to be impacted by the initial part of this. Whereas the two-storm combo is mainly reserved for areas like Utah and Colorado and New Mexico, but certainly you're going to get snow out of this leading edge. Schweitzer, you've got some snow coming down, probably a few inches, maybe 3 or 4 on the way with this leading edge. Let me just show you what the setup is with this. So interesting piece right here. You kind of see the spin. There's kind of a low right here. That low is kind of being cut off, but anyway, what it's going to do is it's going to amplify the jet like this. It's going to push it way up into almost Alaska, and then it's going to drop down into the Intermountain West, and the jet's going to buckle like this across the west, and that's going to set the stage for what's going to be where you see all this energy back here. Eventually, all that's going to rotate over the top and then down, and that's going to form the two-storm combo. But the leading edge of the Arctic front is up here. Potentially the whole thing it maybe extends out this way a little bit too, but the whole thing's up here, and it'll eventually be dropping down this week, and this will set up just a very, very good pattern for the West. In fact, California will likely see its first snowfall, significant snow at Tahoe and Mammoth in a long, long time out of this whole setup. All right, so let me just show you what the GFS thinks about this. Okay, so let me take you into so here's Sunday. Okay, here's Monday morning right here. There's your Arctic front dropping down through Montana into Wyoming on the border of Idaho, and it's headed for Colorado. But there's your view on Monday morning. Now by Monday afternoon, the whole thing drops into parts of Colorado. It drops into Utah, and the back edge kind of brushes California, but the main player for California is yet to come. You'll notice on the backside. All right, so low spins up in Colorado during the day on Monday. Arctic front drops in, and it snows hard Monday afternoon, Monday night, Tuesday morning in Colorado. So here's Tuesday morning. Cold air coming in fast. The entire day, the temperatures will be dropping in Colorado. Look at the backside. This is the second part of this. Notice that low coming into California. This is where I think California gets most of its snow out of this, that backside low, the piggybacker. And then it comes in. Here's Tuesday night. Here's Wednesday morning. So this reinforces. I think there's going to be a lull in the action between the Arctic front and the initial storm and then the second storm. So in Utah and Colorado, while the snow may come and then there's a lull, the second piece will then sweep in and re-intensify the snow. So here's Wednesday morning. Look at the snow coming back. Look at southern Utah. You're going to get nailed in Brian Head. I got to take a look at Vegas. I'm really curious. It's a side note. I got to see how cold it's going to get in Vegas. All right, so here we go. Wednesday night, Thursday morning. The second low slides through New Mexico, nails southern Colorado, northern New Mexico. Look at Thursday morning. Then it all comes to an end, becomes a central plain storm, and it moves away. So that's really the end of that storm cycle. There's one last little tiny front. You can see it coming down through Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, and into Colorado Friday, and probably ending on Friday into Saturday. Some differences on timing. Could it be more Saturday? We'll see. But anyway, you get the idea. And then we're back to high pressure across the west. after all of this. Let me just show you what I'm thinking. Here are the totals, all of today through the 24th. So that basically captures this two-storm combo Arctic front. In California, Tahoe gets 6 to 12, probably 6 to 8, 6 to 10 in Mammoth. And then in Utah, I've been very consistent with my numbers across the Wasatch, thinking about a foot there, but potentially 1 to 2 feet down over the top of Brian Head. And then up into the Tetons, probably a foot up there across Grand Targhee and Jackson Hole. And you can see my numbers through Montana and Idaho, but they're lower because, like I was saying earlier, you really are only impacted by the initial surge as all this comes south. In Colorado, the numbers are going to be big. Colder air, high ratios, good amount of wind energy with this, 1 to 2 feet over I-70 north, but the western slope into southern Colorado and southwest Colorado, 2 to 3 feet in those areas. And I've got 2 snow plumes coming up. Northern New Mexico, Tahoe gets the most, 1 to 2 feet, and then about a foot through Angel Fire, 6 to 12 through Ski Santa Fe. Here's phase number 2, and this will take us from the 25th into the 1st of March, and notice how much quieter it is. The snow you see in Colorado is with that last little front that comes south. There's a tiny little front behind it, and that's probably going to do it. Here is my plume number 1. This is for Wolf Creek, probably 3 feet through this storm cycle. The big numbers come 21, 22, 23, and into 24, and then there's another little inch or two behind that. But plume number 2, this is for Crested Butte, thinking a couple of feet with this storm cycle, and then again maybe an inch or two behind that. So excellent skiing western and southwest Colorado. Here are my numbers for the Northeast. And so basically this snow comes from the western storms. Both storms that come out of the west will then hit the Northeast. The first storm is going to be warmer and probably mostly rain. The second storm towards the upcoming weekend will be colder in snow, and that's where a lot of these totals come for the Northeast, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine with that second storm system. All right, so there you go. That's the way it looks right now. Finally, some really good news for the West. Much colder, 2 storms in an Arctic front. Thank you for tuning in here again. This is the On the Snow Before You Go forecast.